Thank you, Chris, and thank you for your leadership on this. I was actually there when this was written and passed into law, and I know what our intention was. This was and you've heard this described this way before, a three-legged stool. And the three-legged stool was, we're not going to let insurance companies not cover people with pre-existing conditions. If you have a pre-existing condition in this country, you can still get insurance and you can't be punished for having the pre-existing condition. Well, that's one leg. Another leg is that, well, if the insurance company can't turn you down for having a pre-existing condition, then you could just wait until you got sick before you got insurance. So we're going to have a mandate. We have the mandate. And the third leg of the stool is if you're mandating everyone to get health care, to get health insurance, then everyone's got to be able to afford it. So there have to be subsidies. And that's what the intent was. The intent was for every state in the union. Now, the Republicans, the plaintiffs in this, what they basically did was take one of those metal detectors along a beach and found a coin and said this beach is the U.S. Treasury. And then they reverse engineered an argument, saying, yeah, this must mean that, yeah, the writers of the bill were trying to incentivize each state to get in, to have its own exchange. This is ridiculous. This was not anyone's thinking. And this unravels the ACA if the court decides for the plaintiffs. The Republicans have voted 50-some times to repeal this thing. And if this happens, it effectively does that. And what that means is that people with pre-existing conditions will no longer be able to get covered. That they can be punished for having pre-existing conditions. It will mean that the lifetime caps will be back and you go bankrupt if you get sick. It means if you're 23, 24, 25 years old, you can't be on your parents' health care. It means that people in Medicare, instead of seeing the donut hole collapse, are going to see it back to where it was and paying more for their pharmaceuticals. Because make no mistake about it, this doesn't just affect the states that don't have their own exchanges. It affects everyone in the country. And this thing completely unravels. That's what's at stake here. And the Supreme Court is supposed to take that into account. But Chris is right. This is about the real people.